how are you doing from
Hi,
Common Ground Healing? How are you
I'm
doing?
I'm doing great.
And
I'm
Eric,
doing,
how are you? I love you.
I love you too, Mom. I love you too.
All right, so
He's doing this bow. He's like, man, just good for you for being strong. I'm not sure what that means, but
oh, I probably do.
yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's sending kisses and I'm always with you. And um thank you for the work that you do. And he's sort of he's sitting down and he's got his leg over his other leg and he's doing this. And he's like, this is hard work,
Yeah.
but you're gonna be okay.
Oh yeah. Good. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, babe.
Word
I
from
got you in my corner. I got
yeah.
you in my corner. All right, so we're going to talk about Ukraine. As many of you guys know, I almost never watch the news, but
I
people
never
are asking me to talk about this deal.
I
Like Putin is amassing troops and all sorts of equipment on the border of Ukraine, like he wants to take over some part or all of it, because 2000, I don't know, but apparently it was part of Russia before and is not now. They're a democracy. And I think, well, first of all, we can ask Putin's higher self or whatever, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Eric says this has been in the works for a long time.
Oh, why now? And what do you, why?
Because he sees that the world is shaky, falling apart.
Uh-huh.
We as the United States are weak.
Mm.
I'm totally relying on Eric for all of this because I have no idea.
You and me both, girl.
He's
blind leading the blind.
Blind reading the yeah. Fucking you better, Eric. You better come through on this one. I don't. He says this has been in the works, and actually, there are more hands in the pot. And so I don't know, does this make sense that there's some sort of conspiracy theory about
there could be
how this
everything, like you have been following it at all, but
no, I don't even know what this is. I know that Eric's telling me that it's been in the works for a while. This has been a strategic move. Putin is right now very cocky. He feels like he has the upper edge. It feels like sort of a threat. Like, if you don't give me this, I'm going to blow you up. Okay. So that's, I don't know if he's got missiles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, he got everything. But so conspiracy, that's interesting you say that, because maybe the conspiracy is with other countries like China, North Korea, Iran. Is that what
saying is that there are American military equipment involved in this, which is kind of which they find funny, and I'm not sure how they got a hold of that. Maybe Eric can enlighten me.
Is it from Afghanistan, all the stuff we left behind, maybe with the withdrawal?
He's showing me that Afghanistan, what the Middle East, where equipment was there, went to somebody else.
Oh,
Prayed for something which ended up going to Putin. So there's a possibly North Korea.
Okay.
But I'm only getting images, and I tell you what, I did not do well with geography. So
that's okay. That's fine. So Eric, why did Putin decide? Did did he make decision before or after our Afghanistan withdrawal? Did that have anything to do with his feeling the bravado he has now?
All right, so here's the thing. Eric's telling me that there was some sort of relationship between Putin and Trump. I don't know if that's true, but there was some relationship there. And it, so he's showing me that there was sort of this understanding. But this is something that Putin has been planning, just was looking for the right loophole.
Probably waiting for a weaker president, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm not getting like I'm not getting the political part. I'm just getting like the conversations and how it transpired.
Okay.
And I'm, you know, this is all him. I got no freaking clue.
Yeah.
Or watched the.
Fine, you're doing great.
All right, because so I'm just gonna do the best I can with translating the images he's giving me and maybe letters and phrases. So, you know, I hope some of it isn't lost in translation, but this is.
We can always clarify along the way.
This powerful shit. This is a big deal.
Ugh.
Like, you know, he's telling me, you know, you got this, you can do this. I know this is, and it feels very, very powerful to me. Like this is a big deal. So he's talking about how there was this understanding between Putin and Trump. Now, all you viewers don't get this as this a political thing. It's not. This is just what I'm getting as a message. And Trump knew that Putin was planning something and had intentions. He was negotiating with him. And Erik is saying, he's giving me this phrase that we all used to say: keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So now sort of shit hit the fan, and the reality of it, Erik says, is that America is weak right now and we're not respected. And that Putin has American military equipment and is being banned. And I'm not sure who it is, but it could be North Korea.
Okay. It
could be. There's a lot that we're not supposed to know, obviously, because this is not something that we're supposed to. If we were meant to know everything, how would we learn? You know, this is something that's supposed to happen. However it transpires, there are a lot of soul contracts involved, as well as a lot of free will.
Yeah.
I don't see doom and gloom.
Will they invade?
They're trying to.
But what's the quantum probability right now that they will? I mean, because we've got a very weak president, according to many. Don't shoot the messenger. And many of the pundits say that this is Putin saying, I better do this while I can.
I don't watch any of the speeches. I don't follow the presidents, you know, because it's the shit show, and it depresses me.
Yeah. I just don't have time.
Not for or against. I'm just saying, yes, there is this image of weakness right now, and they are looking for that in. There is this plan, but Erik's not showing me like this big war, this doom and gloom when it comes to.
Good.
Because Erik's kind of saying Putin's a little off his rocker. And I don't know Putin at all. But some may agree, some may disagree, but this is what Erik's saying. He's like, he shoots from the hip.
Okay.
So he's don't think he's a dumb guy, but he shoots
No.
from the hip.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot that Erik can't say because, one, you don't want to spill your secrets, and two, we're not supposed to
Yeah.
know the notes of this process.
Okay.
That we do need to be aware of the changes that are happening, and change is inevitable, and to not give into fear
Yeah.
and judgment. And he says, you can judge Trump, you can judge Biden, but who are we to judge when they're in office for a reason,
Yeah.
for the evolvement of all of us? So this is not political. This is about evolvement and learning and growing, mind, body, and spirit, and a lot of waking up. And like with the Trump administration, the biggest thing that I got from that in doing my readings is the Me Too movement came out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
people started to, you know, we were paying more attention to police brutality. We were paying attention to things that really needed to be paid attention to.
Right.
Your opinion on it. This is stuff that's come up, and it's no longer faux pas to talk about it.
Yeah.
In this situation we're in right now is also meant to be, because there's going to come a point where we're going to become united again, because we're going to be sick of this shit. And we know that we
are getting sick of this.
Together, stronger. It put our differences aside and work together for change, and to protect what it is that we have, that we should be so grateful for. That's in jeopardy.
Well,
now,
it didn't really help that they stopped the Keystone pipeline and with the XL, I can't remember, because now we're no longer energy dependent, and now Germany has to get their oil and most of Europe from Russia, most of it, and so that has Europe's hands tied. I mean, they're our NATO allies. What do if Putin invades? They don't want the spigot of oil to be turned off. And also Biden signed off the Nord Stream, like, yeah, Putin, you can have that.
Give me a quick snippet of what you're talking about with the pipeline.
Okay,
Obviously,
well, I agree with green energy, but this is just me. I think it was a mistake to make us not, for our national security, to cut off pipelines, to stop drilling in certain places and all that. And so that now we are reliant on foreign oil to a large degree. We're not independent anymore, oil energy independent. I agree with bringing the green stuff but until we can wean onto that, then, you know, we have to have our national security in our best interest. And so Biden cut all that off. So now Europe does not get very much energy from us. They get it from Russia. And on top of that, Biden said, yeah, Russia, you can use the Nord Stream or something like that. This Nord Stream, the flow of oil through the Nord Stream pipeline to Germany.
I don't want any more details because he's showing me images. Here's the thing. He's talking about how we are pissing off our allies. Now, so I'm really, I'm asking Erik to just help me with this, you know, because I want to be neutral about this and just get the messages.
Yeah, right.
So because he says that's what it should be, is we should all be neutral about it and get together and understand both parts of the issue, because he's showing me now, I don't know if this is going off topic, but I'm just going to go with the images because they're coming in fast. So he's showing me how there is infrastructure involved in becoming self-sufficient. So he's showing me the windmills in the ocean.
Oh yeah.
And he says that there's two sides to that. One, yes, drawing energy from natural sources is great. It's not black and white. It's not all bad. It could hurt the ocean.
Really? I can see it hurting bats. It's taking out a lot of bats and birds, but really, I didn't know that about ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing is black and white. Biden is not all bad and not all
So-
good. Same with Trump. But
So we have to weigh
right, we
this.
have to weigh everything together in a sense of neutrality so that we can evolve
Yeah.
and learn something valuable. I get the overall message you're saying, Eric. Yeah.
One of the biggest problems is that we hear what they want us to hear. We don't know the whole ins and outs of all of this. They're hiding stuff from us because they feel like us people would freak out if we knew the truth about certain things.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what he's talking about specifically, but he's saying there is this lack of true knowledge of if and where, what, why, how of all of this green energy and global warming. And global warming's actually helped some of the fishing industry.
Really?
Now, it isn't all bad. Now, we do think in black and white, and we do feel, it's just, we got to be careful to not get so caught up that we lose our focus.
Yeah, we tend to take sides all the time.
And that's not going to help. And but standing up for what you believe in is very powerful, but we should hate each other for it.
Yes.
Now, and that does speak.
Yeah.
Because we're not united. And our allies see that and they're disappointed.
Yeah.
Well,
let me get back to the whole Russia.
Okay, go ahead.
Thing.
Yeah.
Why is Putin wanting to invade Ukraine? I mean, some people say that he doesn't want Russians to see, wow, there's Ukraine, a wonderful democracy. They're freer. Their life is better. We should be like that. I mean, he kind of wants to shield the Russian eyes from people from the benefits of democracy. I've heard. Is that one of the reasons, or is it just imperialism, or are there valuable gems there? I mean, I don't know why Putin.
Oh, and that's why I'm getting the feeling, because Eric's trying to show me, but I'm getting the feeling there's some North Korea involved here.
Okay.
And I do with big money. It's about power and control.
Is it machismo? Like, I am the Russian dictator. I am, it's my land. See people, see how powerful I am. Vote me in again, even though the voting is probably rigged.
So he's showing me like steps on a ladder or stepping stones. Yeah. This is step number 1.
Ooh, there's more than one step.
I don't know what that means, and we're not supposed to know because he's not giving me any other information other than that this one invasion is not the planned outcome. It's a stepping stone.
Okay, so what is the probability percent wise of Russia invading Ukraine? And how will we react in turn as a world, as our country, etc.?
Right now, 60%.
Okay. What could stop that? What could make that go to 0? What needs to be done?
There's nothing we can do.
Okay. Would sanctions work?
The wheels are already in motion.
Okay.
And like Erik said, yeah, it has to do with soul contracts and free will and the powers that be. This has been created and it's been part of the plan. What can we do? We can't do a thing except unite. And
how?
other in because it's Erik says that this separating us as Americans, separating us was done on purpose.
Yeah. Oh,
And
interesting. So that we can learn
Like-
how to get back together.
we have to come back together.
Yeah.
And we're talking, we all have our opinions. There's no such thing as complete neutrality. It needs to be black and white. It needs to be not black and white, but opposing.
Yeah.
We need
Every time
that.
we learn from other people's opinions, etc. But you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, people are going to start, or maybe they already are, getting sick of divisiveness and say, ugh, enough of, let's just take our toys and go home and let's get together for a party or whatever,
Yeah. He says, I'm trying to wake up as many people as I can.
Yeah.
Uh,
So if Russia invades, will he succeed in annexing part or all of Ukraine to Russia?
That's not something that we're meant to know right now. Things that we don't, it's not something that's, things have, they have this pattern in which the manifestation of it happens and then it starts to snowball, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many variables involved that no psychic medium can say yes or no.
Right.
It's not.
Too many balls in the air. What
Yep.
about China? Are they involved in some way?
I'm not getting China. I'm getting more North Korea.
Okay.
I don't know much about the relationship between North Korea and China. But it feels like they're two separate entities.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what that means, but I'm not feeling that burning feeling with China as I am with North Korea.
Well, one thing about China, if Putin does succeed in invading and at least partially or totally annexing Ukraine, will China be emboldened to take over, to invade and take over Taiwan?
That's another
Well, just give me a percent. Erik.
another anomaly that is actually, that's way in the wings. That's not
Okay.
even it's being considered right now.
From a spirit's perspective, what should we do, if we could, to stop this invasion from happening?
It's not about stopping the invasion. It's about coming together and uniting and becoming stronger. And and Erik's like, yeah, it sounds hokey, but we're talking about mind, body, spirit, and love.
Yeah.
And vibration. He says, I know it sounds crazy and I know it's hard, it's hard for people to grasp that concept. But as we come together and unite as a whole, which is why so many light workers are waking up, shining their light all over the world.
But can you be more specifics, Erik? I mean, what do you want us to do? Make a bunch of campfires around Ukraine and sing Kumbaya and sitting on logs and playing guitars and ukuleles, or what? I need specifics.
Like, Mom, you've got such a scientific mind.
I know. Drives you crazy. I know.
Want to have all your ducks in a row, but really they're all over the freaking floor. So, and it doesn't have to be. No, we cannot go do anything to stop the invasion.
Okay.
It's about raising our own vibration to send out energy, which we're all made of energy, the earth, the rocks, us, everything.
Yeah.
Ukraine,
Putin, Biden.
yeah. We're all one energy, and that's it's a woo-woo thing to say. But Mom, this is really important because it really does make a difference.
Yeah, but I don't understand how is invading Ukraine going to trigger our coming together? It seems like that creates more fear and more division.
With disaster and human suffering,
People unite. That's true.
part of us
Yeah.
is affected energetically. That's how.
Yeah. So
It's
saying it's going to be a horrible disaster and people will rally together.
yes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well,
Okay. It's okay. Biden,
yeah.
does Russia or Ukraine have something on some dirt on Biden that's making him act so, not very strong against Putin? I mean, I think he's not being very strong against Putin, but he should have done sanctions a long time ago, really. Well, maybe that's the spiritual plan, maybe he's supposed
Yeah.
to.
The
Yeah.
political really hard because there's a lot of weakness there,
Yeah.
complacency. And Erik is showing me that Biden is basically the mouthpiece or sort of the puppet.
But it's supposed to be that way right now. Is that
Yeah, it's
by,
supposed to be
by divine whatever?
bringing good stuff too, even though, there's a lot of people who don't see it or don't see it yet. He is just like Trump did,
Yeah.
it's duality with both of them. There's duality.
True.
And
That's true. So could there be mass casualties if there's a war?
oh yes, World War.
Oh, wow. What
Now
other
that
countries, what other countries will suffer casualties? If.
not getting that.
Okay, probably not.
It's
No.
because he says we can't. There's a difference between predicting the future and the future evolving the way it's supposed to evolve.
Oh, yeah.
Not predict the
I
future.
gotcha. Yeah.
It's like trying to predict if somebody's going to get pregnant, because another soul involved, not just the
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah. Right.
The
Okay.
same, we cannot predict that.
Well, what other lessons can we learn from this, what do you call it, conflict? It also is Putin just playing chicken, like, playing chicken, like, I'm going to invade. You better do this for me and this for me. But then he really doesn't have any intention of invading. Could there be some of that?
He's definitely flexing, and he's got leverage.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. I don't know what the leverage is, but he's flexing with leverage.
Okay.
And I'm not getting what it is he wants, but I am feeling power and control and seeing a weakness in the fabric that he can break through.
But he doesn't have any dirt on Biden. I can't remember what you said. I mean, even if it's false dirt, or is
Erik
it extorting?
That's fine in the big scheme of things. It doesn't even matter.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so you're not getting, are we going to have casualties, American soldiers? If.
If this goes in one direction, yes.
Okay. What about a nuclear war? Is that a possibility?
I'm not getting that.
Yeah, Russia don't want to be blown off the map any more than any other country does. What other?
Show me like sort of military fire, and I was looking for specifically a mushroom cloud or something like that, and I'm not getting any of that.
Yeah, me neither.
Wow,
what other countries could get involved militarily?
Say that again.
What other countries might get involved? I mean, we talked about you couldn't give the casualties, but the U.S., Germany, France, Poland, Russia, Belarus. Well, how many countries? How many countries might get involved with this Russia-Ukrainian thing, including us? I mean, you say World War III possibility.
There that would, that he's showing me would be sort of stand back. And I feel like it's Europe.
Okay.
The Netherlands. What I'm trying to figure out. Geography was my worst subject. So
Me
when
too,
he gets,
that's my first D in fourth grade. Oh my God.
it's more European, like the
Some European, like the NATO countries in Europe.
yeah. Like
Oh,
the really peaceful, beautiful places,
oh wow.
because
But
they're
we don't want to incite. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
they're I mean, it's and we're gonna be surprised at who steps back and who doesn't.
Oh,
And there's almost like this shift in allies. Things are happening.
yeah. What will happen to the price of oil with this kind of conflict?
Oh boy. So he's saying it's not the oil we need to worry about, it's the food.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't have enough oil, if they cut off the pipelines to Europe, then you're not going to have trucks delivering food and farm
That,
to market and all
that's
that stuff. Is that it?
which is, people shouldn't freak out and go start hoarding, because that's not how we survive. We have to survive together.
Right. So, what's gonna say? But what will happen to the price of oil? Will it go up or down?
It depends on which way this sways, but it's going to go up, but
Okay.
I'm not catastrophic.
Okay.
It'd be like the need for oil is going to be less for some reason. Oil and gas. It's almost like things are coming to sort of a standstill.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but he's saying that the concern is more trade agreements and food.
Oh. Well, some people say that the Nord Stream pipeline might be flooded with salt water as some sort of retaliation against Russia. And that would probably drive the price of oil up unless OPEC, chipped in more.
Yeah, I don't know any of that
What
information.
about the market? What do you think the market will do, Eric? The US stock market first, and then also just global markets.
Stock market isn't. It's going to be its usual up and down.
Just volatile like usual, like it has been.
Like usual, but it's not. People are investing,
Okay.
so that's not as big of a concern.
It's probably already factored in. I mean, it may be already factored into people's investors' minds.
Yes.
Anything else we can learn from this before? I don't have any other questions. I never had any questions. Anyway, as you can probably tell, I was unprepared, but I don't know anything about it. So, but there was a big call out.
Pretty deep. Yeah, I had no idea coming on what we were going to do, but this is cool.
It is cool. Really interesting information.
Yeah. The only thing he has to say is that don't let fear make you weaker.
Yeah. Live in love, not fear.
Gotta come together, because there's coming a time when we're going to need to help each other out. And as we wake up and come together more, there's going to be we're going to be helping each other a lot more. And I feel like there's going to be sort of food shortage or necessity shortage. And we're all together and say, hey, people shouldn't be dying because they're starving.
Yeah.
We help. So
it seems like the world does that, like with 9/11, but then,
I know.
together, and then it just wanes off. As the universe just
Yeah.
tests this and tell you, you're gonna get this right this time, maybe this time, maybe this time. We need this love and unity to last.
Yes. And it's going to take desperation for that to happen.
Yeah.
But he says that's a ripple effect of what we were just talking about, of what's happening, that a lot of us don't know about, including myself, that there's a ripple effect and it's going to affect us in one way or another, no matter what.
Right.
So
So
coming together.
hopefully humankind will, you know, if something does happen that's catastrophic, that the togetherness will last. I don't.
That's, you know, we saw it after 9/11, how
I
amazing
know. Oh my God. Yeah.
together, the whole world came together.
Yeah.
Part of us, right? When that happened, everybody was devastated.
Yeah.
So there's, you know, that is sort of a taste of what is to come.
Yeah,
If
the
we
universe, if you will tap you with a feather, if you don't get it, then a ball ping hammer, and then blah, 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 you know, each catastrophe, then eventually it's like, boom, a sledgehammer.
A
So maybe
bomb.
it's a sledgehammer. Yeah, right. That will wake us up to unity consciousness instead of polarity consciousness as being the way.
And faith, and bring that as the light is, the sun is shining on my face right now. Hold on to hope and faith.
Yeah.
Live it, breathe it, give it away. Let it soak into yourself and everybody and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Try to still live life in love, not in fear, people.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, this is bad, but, you know, I guess in the long run, it's good. I mean, World War II was horrible, but we didn't have war for a long time after that. And there's the longest period of peace in, I think, in modern in mankind's history.
It has.
So, yeah. No pain, no gain. I don't know. God. Anything else you want to say, Eric, before we close?
Nope. He says, I love you, Mom.
Love you too. And Heather, tell us about yourself. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm Heather Hartford. You can look me up on Facebook. My website is commongroundhealing.com.
There we go. That's it. Check her out. You know she's good. Love you,
Thank
Heather.
Love you too.
Love you, Eric. Bye.
Love you, Mama.
Check out atlantascalar.com and chillingeric.com. Actually, Atlantascalar is down. I've been working with one household that had a lot of negative entities. Awful. And I know it because I started getting nauseated and aching and everything. So Courtney said they took my site down. I can't get it back up. Oh, they're mad. Okay. Love you all.
Yep. Love
Bye.
you all.
Bye.